What's good with it, Black Goose TV family, man? Double salute when it comes to the game. Y'all already know what's happening. Y'all already know the vibes. Y'all already know the energy. Hit the like button up in this joint. Subscribe to the channel if you're not part of the Black Goose TV family. Comment on this video because I need to know y'all perspective when it comes to this because you already see the title of this joint. You already see what we talking about. So you know I got to know what you guys think about it. And as always, man, notification gang and share this joint. If you know anybody else who's about the boxing news but ain't getting it the way they supposed to, you should be putting them on gang. So that's what it is. I'm leaving it at that. By the way, blessings, salutations, and positivity I'm sending y'all way. Now that that's out the way, let's go ahead and talk about it because I got some breaking news for y'all. I don't know if y'all heard about it. I don't know if y'all read about it. I don't know if y'all thought about it. But Jermall Charlo, the man, the myth, the legend, the one a lot of people claim to take or is going to take Canelo's throne, be able to dethrone him and knock him out and show him who the real deal is. The guy that's going to be the kryptonite to David Benavidez, the person who will be able to put down Demetrius Andrade within one blow, Jermall Charlo himself. Now, whether or not you guys want to take everything I just said previously as sarcasm, the real thing, or just plain hate, I really don't care. I'm just telling you what some of the narrative is out there when it comes to this particular Charlo twin brother. Now, speaking personally, my personal opinion, when this fight was announced, right, Jermall Charlo versus Maciej Sulecki, I was very disappointed, especially when we saw or we've seen a lot of these 168ers, and in Charlo's defense, 160, they've taken on some pretty valuable, or I should say formidable opponents for this year. We saw Canelo move up going against Bivol. Now he's going to be fighting Triple G again for the trilogy fight. However you guys want to look at that. I think those are both two very formidable opponents. David Benavidez, he just got done just massacring David Lemieux. As much as people want to say David Lemieux was over the hill or over, basically at the end of his career. And I do agree with that to an extent. No disrespect to David Lemieux, but you got to give credit where credit is due. It's not like David Lemieux has not accomplished some absolutely amazing things at the middleweight, super middleweight division. So that's going to look good on David Benavidez's resume. We had Demetrius Andrade. He was supposed to fight the up-and-comer Zach Parker. Obviously, he got injured, but I had a lot of respect for Demetrius Andrade taking that fight against Zach Parker for it being his first move up to 168 because Zach Parker is obviously a young gun, 28 years old, knocked everybody out. That would have been a test to see, right? So we see these guys, right? We see these guys taking his chance. Caleb Plant, he's fighting Darrell. He's going to be fighting Darrell. Darrell has been tested. He's done his thing. Maybe he's not what he used to be, but he's going to look great on his resume. In my personal opinion, from my personal perspective, I thought Jermall Charlo deciding to fight Sulecki was not a bad choice. I just think all of the shit talk that you were saying to all these other 168ers, 160s, whatever the fuck you want to put them in the box, because everyone's moving up and down, so it don't really matter. But all that shit talking that you was saying, but then you go and you fight Sulecki. It was very, 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 very hypocritical in my opinion. But and this is not me taking anything away from Sulecki. Sulecki is a fucking tough son of a bitch. He's, fought for the world title or challenged the world title, I think 2 or 3 times. Like, he's not an easy opponent. I'm just saying all of the shit you were saying about your outside, options that may possibly come up. You saying, well, they don't deserve a fight with me because they ain't fought nobody. The only person I'm looking at is Canelo. And then you go to fight Sulecki. It's like, well, look at that. Throwing stones in the glass house type shit. That's how I saw it, right? That's my personal opinion. It's me being just 100% candid with y'all. Obviously, you guys can disagree with me. And if you disagree with me, drop it in the comments below. Say whatever you got to say and tell me why I'm wrong and tell me why I'm on some bullshit. That's just how I felt when it came to Jermall. I think Jermall is a very cap motherfucker. I think he understands the position he's in. He understands how many people love watching him and how people ride for him. A lot more people love Jermall than Jermell, even though Jermell has accomplished much more at his weight class than Jermall has. He's fought much more formidable opposition than Jermall has. For some reason, Jermall is just that guy. And he understands that. His team understands that. So they understand they don't have to do too much. They can actually do the bare minimum and still be mentioned in the same likes of David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, Demetrius Andrade, at Triple G's, Canelo's, even though I don't think that's fair. But that's my personal opinion. It sounds like almost I have a vendetta. I have a beef, right? It sounds like I'm being biased. So I might be. So disclaimer on that. And make sure you guys check me in the comments below if you feel like that's the way. And please tell me why I'm wrong. But How do you guys feel about this particular headline? Jermall Charlo injured and Sulecki fight postponed. Now, the first thing that came to my mind, right, is because it is a back injury. Back injuries aren't any joke. Back injuries are a severe problem, especially if you're talking about any type of athlete over 30 years old. I don't give a fuck what you in. If you got a back injury, you're over 30. I'm just praying to God that you're going to be good, right? But let's say this is legitimate. This is the case and it's serious. Do you guys really think Jermall Charlo is going to postpone a Sulecki fight? Really? And what I mean by that is if the back injury is legit, why would you postpone this fight to happen later in the year when you can just be like, fuck this fight, and I can just fight the winner of Caleb Plant versus Darrell? I can maybe even try and set up a match with Andrade, because who knows if it's Andrade versus Zach Parker. It's the same thing that I said about Zach Parker versus Andrade. I was like, this is Zach Parker. That was Zach Parker's chance to really just like, lightning in a bottle type thing. A lot of people know about Andrade, but a lot of people don't care about him. So if Zach Parker would have starched Andrade, he would have been on the map in a whole nother level, right? So because of Andrade having that shoulder injury, why would Andrade come back to fight Zach Parker, a guy who's basically having a higher reward and lower risk to fight Andrade and Andrade is having a lower reward and higher risk than fighting Zach Parker, right? Now he can't do that. That might be the case because Andrade is just a dog, but it's like, well, with the Canelo loss, I think it changes the whole perspective of everything, right? And so I kind of like, as much as I do definitely believe there's probably an injury, I don't think they would fake this. I think with Canelo losing, it changed a lot of these guys' mindset where it was like we were chasing this one guy, Canelo, for that big payday. And when he lost, it was almost like right? Oh, well, yeah, we could chase Canelo for that big payday, but what if we kind of, bet it on ourselves, right? Because whoever is that guy in boxing, he's not going to be that guy forever. And not everyone's going to have the chance to fight the guy in boxing. So at some point, you have to realize I may not ever have a chance to dethrone that guy to become the guy, but I can have my own little shit going here. And I feel like that was the problem at a certain point when Canelo was just on top of the world, where a lot of these guys, Benavidez, Charlo, Andrade, all these guys were so content with like just making sure they continue to win to hopefully get a chance at Canelo, that now Canelo lost. They're like, well, damn, we got to build our own legacy now. Like we got to put names on our resume to really, stand out. You can't just be like, oh, I'm going to get that Canelo fight, beat Canelo, and now I'm that guy, right? That's me personally. I may be wrong. Let me know if you guys disagree with me, where the case may be. But let's go ahead and get into the nitty-gritty. Let's figure out what's going on when it comes to the Jermall Charlo injury. WBC middleweight champion Jermall Charlo suffered a back injury, resulting in June 18th fight on Showtime against Sulecki, needing to be postponed. Think about how close that is, too. We're talking about 2 weeks away that they're postponing the fight. This isn't, Zach Parker, Demetrius Johnson, they postponed that maybe a month out. This is literally 2 weeks away. The Charlo versus Sulecki fight will be rescheduled at a later date for the Toyota Center in Houston. The card will be rescheduled to a new date that will be announced pending an assessment of when Charlo can return to training, per a press release from Showtime. Like, that's crazy. I just... Jermall might be better off waiting until later this year before fighting again in a lucrative match against. I don't think he should do that because I don't think anybody's going to look for Jermall to fight the winner of Triple G versus Canelo. It's interesting that this is happening. If they're deciding to push it back a later date, we're talking about back pain. We might only see Jermall fight once this year, and it'll be against Sulecki, which is not a good look in my opinion. Charlo has been fighting only once a year for the last 2 years. So if he fights in December, he would still be getting his one fight this year. But this is the same guy everyone is telling me literally is the kryptonite to Canelo, will knock out Demetrius Andrade, and will make David Benavidez look like a punk. And he's only fought once a year in the last 2 years. And it's looking like he's going to fight once this year, which will make one fight a year in 3 years. And he's only getting older. He's 32, 33 now. Like, come on, man. Yeah. Look, that's my personal opinion. I'm not going to go too crazy into it. You know what I'm saying? I want to know what you guys think about this particular injury. Breaking news for you guys. I want to let you all know, obviously, my opinion. But let me know what you guys think. Disagree with me, whatever the case may be, man. Like button as always. Subscribe to the channel if you're not part of the family. Comment as always. And, you know what I'm saying? Share this motherfucker, notification gang. And I'm Arnold Schwarzenegger side of the gang. I'll be back, by the way. Arnold Schwarzenegger. Don't fuck me up, algorithm. Love y'all.